Welcome to the Boat Galley Podcast. I'm Carolyn Shearlock, here with tips, reviews, and how-tos for your cruising adventure. The Boat Galley Podcast is sponsored by Sail Caribbean, the premier teenage adventure camp in the British Virgin Islands. Sail Caribbean fosters self-confidence, leadership, and personal growth through sailing, scuba, community service, and marine biology adventures. Empower your teen with an extraordinary Caribbean experience. Use coupon code BOATGALLEY to receive 10% off tuition. Slow down, slow down. One of the things I like best about remote anchorages or overnight passages is the night sky. To be in a place with no light pollution, staring up at the stars, is a truly humbling experience. As a teenager, I'd camped in some remote places where we saw lots of stars, but it wasn't until I was in a place over 100 miles from the nearest tiny settlement, too small to even be called a town, that I really saw what the night sky could be. Now, on the boat, stargazing is almost as much of a daily ritual as watching the sunset. Watching the full moon rise and set is always spectacular. Did you know that the full moon always rises just at sunset and sets just at dawn? No matter what your latitude and no matter how long the day and night are, one will be rising in the east as the other is setting in the west. My photos never do the moon justice. Lunar eclipses can be spectacular too. When you're all alone in a remote anchorage or on a passage, it's easy to understand how the ancients developed mythical explanations for the event. Our first crossing of the Sea of Cortez just happened to coincide with a lunar eclipse, and I happened to have the watch on a beautiful, clear, light wind night that contained it all from start to finish. Space station flyovers are another event to watch for. They can be spotted even where there is substantial light pollution. NASA has an official Spot the Station website to find when it'll be visible in your area. It'll even tell you what direction and how high in the sky to look. There are also numerous iPhone and Android apps to do the same. Some apps will work with GPS-enabled phones or tablets even if you don't have internet access. Once we get about 10 miles away from the nearest town, we'll almost always see at least one meteor, that's a shooting star, a night, far more during meteor showers. And the further we get from towns and other sorts of light pollution, I don't really want to call the moon a source of light pollution, but yeah, the less moonlight too, the more stars we see. Once the dark sky gets to be about that of the rural sky in the U.S., we can start to see the Milky Way, and that is always a special treat. About 10 years ago, while camping at Capitol Reef National Park, a special dark sky park, I realized that I'd become horribly spoiled living on a boat, and particularly in the Sea of Cortez with few large towns. We went to the ranger presentation on the night sky and discovered that we were among just a handful of people there who had ever seen the Milky Way before. Over 80% of North Americans can't see it due to light pollution. The Milky Way becomes not just visible, but simply breathtaking if we're 100 miles or more from the nearest coast, which cuts down on the air pollution as well as the light pollution. No moon, few clouds, and calm waters. Those nights are rare, admittedly, but one of the very special moments of cruising and doing overnight passages. The times that make all of those "why am I doing this" times disappear. Hoping that you're seeing a dark sky and gorgeous stars. Until next time, then. Thanks for listening. If you like the show, please be sure to subscribe in your podcast app. Just search for the Boat Galley Podcast. And reviews are always appreciated. Until next time, then. Slow down, slow down.